Hello, America and Canada. Welcome back. It's Metrix. Occupation, Metrix. Occupation at the moment, just having fun. We're just here on a short, brief stream to test a few things tonight. I figured we'd go over Katie Magbanua's probable cause document, affidavit, and just see what it says, right? I mean, I was going to read it anyway. It's a little longer than Sigfredo Garcia's that we had a look at last night on the end of yesterday's show. But fear not, because we'll be back a little later on this evening with our part 3 or 4 of the Charlie Adelson trial rewatch. But for now, I just want to show you this, guys. Anyone that's not on Discord wouldn't have seen this yet. It's our fantastic, brand new True Crime Metrix Super Membership Badge. How do I put it back? Let's, this one. It's so pretty. It's like the flower of life. I mean, what could be better than that? Now, I don't know, when people sign up and become a member, they get a little Metrix icon next to their name. They start off with the red one, standard Metrix. Then they move on to orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, until they get the ultimate Metrix rainbow flower of life. Now, I don't know exactly how long you need to be a Metrix member to earn this honorific. But I do know this, that every day that you're not a True Crime Metrix member is a wasted day. An empty day. So please do sign up and become a True Crime Metrix YouTube member or a lifetime coffee member. In fact, I think we should give these to all lifetime coffee members on Buy Me a Coffee. You just go to buymeacoffee.com/True Crime Metrix /memberships. And you can join the High Prince of Bangladesh and become a True Crime Metrix Coffee Club House member for life. Okay. So where is our chat? I haven't even announced this anywhere. I mean, yeah, okay, we have 3 people. Welcome, Offer and Nightbot. Oh, check this out. This new Nightbot thing. That's how high-tech we are. We've got a robot now. It's AI, baby. So how does that work? Satellite Man, how you doing? Pinto, our #1 lady in Oregon. Newly Jen, welcome back. Offering, good to see you, man. So what did Nightbot do now? Nightbot says, Mary A. Nightbot 1, bad guys, 0. Stop spamming caps, warning. What? This crazy guy. We don't know what he's up to. But we do know he means trouble. Anyway, getting to the meat and bones. As we've got a special Katie Magbanua episode today, I think it's only right that we hear her.
Fucking A, bro. I'm gonna fucking fuck up whoever the fuck you fucking with me.
Such a sweet angel, right? Such a delicate flower, a diamond in the rough. Fucking A, bro. Anyway, let's read this document. I haven't read it yet, but I figured we'd read it together because, probable cause documents really do represent the best. It's the sales pitch, right? It's the sales pitch from law enforcement to the court to say, we believe, and this is why. So, it's a pretty comprehensive version about how law enforcement see the situation, right? Or prosecutor, or you know what I mean, the people that believe, the people that have the information, the people that have been running the investigation, the people that have put it all together and worked out the pattern of events that form their opinions, right? So let's go through it. Why not? Just need to make this a little bigger. We're zooming. Okay. First appearance, magistrate, Katie Magbanua. Date of birth, December 22nd, 1984. Charges, murder. It's a bad one. It's a rough one. Principal accessory conspiracy to murder and tampering with evidence. I mean, I don't think that's actually what she ended up getting charged with. Summary of offenses and probable cause affidavit. This affidavit sets forth probable cause to believe that Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera murdered Florida State University Law School professor Daniel Markel, in violation of Florida statutes murder per Chapter 782. It is believed that the murder was arranged through Katie Magbanua, who has been romantically involved with both Garcia and Charlie Adelson, the victim's former brother-in-law. On Friday, July 18th, 2014, at 11:02 a.m., a report of a shooting was received at the home of Florida State University Law School professor Daniel Markel in Tallahassee, Florida. Upon arrival, Tallahassee police officers found Markel slumped over in the driver's seat of his vehicle from an apparent gunshot to the head. Markel was transported from the scene to a local hospital where he later died from the injuries sustained during the shooting. The investigation of the crime scene found no indication that this incident was part of any other criminal intent, such as burglary or robbery. At the time of the shooting, Markel was talking to an individual on his cellular telephone. That person stated Markel interrupted their conversation, saying someone he did not recognize was in his driveway. The person on the telephone with Markel then heard what sounded like a loud grunt. He heard a muffled conversation in the background, but could not make out the words being spoken. He then heard labored breathing, but could not get Markel to respond. So that muffled conversation was probably Jim Geiger, right? Coming around to say, Danny, what's happened? Initial investigation at the scene revealed that a neighbor heard what he believed to be a gunshot and looked out the window where a small silver or light-colored vehicle resembling a Prius was observed backing out of the victim's driveway. As will be explained later in the probable cause affidavit, the Prius matching the description was also observed following Markel the day of the murder, including following him into his neighborhood immediately prior to the homicide. Investigators developed information that around the time of the murder, Katie Magbanua was involved in a personal relationship with Charlie Adelson, the victim's former brother-in-law. Magbanua's cellular telephone number was blah. Call records showed Magbanua as one of Charlie's top contacts. Investigators further believe Magbanua enlisted the father of her two children, Sigfredo Garcia, and his close associate, Luis Rivera, to carry out this murder, and they all were compensated for their actions. Magbanua is the only tie between Markel and the shooters. Garcia and Rivera, between Markel and the shooters, Garcia and Rivera. Theory of the murder. It is investigators' belief that after her divorce from Markel, Wendy Adelson and her parents, Harvey and Donna Adelson, as well as her brother Charlie, were determined to relocate Wendy and the two Markel children to South Florida, where the Adelsons reside. After exhausting all efforts to force or compel Markel into agreeing to allow his ex-wife and children to relocate to South Florida, the subject family members previously identified realized any hope of a legal remedy in their favor was futile. How's that Nightbot working out? I don't like that it shows up as Nightbot. If anyone's wondering what's going on, we're testing this super duper thing. It looks a bit messy. Okay. Investigators obtained information that Markel and Wendy had gone through a bitter divorce. Wendy filed for divorce on September 10th, 2012, when Markel was out of town. The divorce was later finalized by a marital settlement agreement, MSA, on July 31st, 2013. However, after filing for divorce and prior to the finalization, Wendy relocated with their 2 children to her parents' home in Coral Springs, Broward County, Florida. Markel objected, and on June 20th, 2013, Leon County Circuit Judge Hobbs formally denied with prejudice, which is a big deal, right? Wendy's motion for relocation with the children. After the court's denial, investigation revealed that Wendy's parents, especially her mother, Donna Adelson, repeatedly tried to convince Wendy to coerce Markel into allowing the relocation to South Florida. Donna suggested the family offer Markel $1 million to allow the children to relocate to South Florida. Donna and her husband would contribute 1/3, Wendy 1/3, and Charlie Adelson would contribute 1/3. Donna also suggested that Wendy lie to Markel and tell him the children were going to be converted to Catholicism. The Adelsons knew that Markel and his family were very strict in the Jewish faith, and they believed that any suggestion that his children would be baptized and raised Catholic would convince him to allow the children's relocation. This latter suggestion was in spite of the fact that the Adelsons are also Jewish. When Wendy refused these tactics, Donna was extremely upset. Prior to Markel's murder, you see, all of these elements of the probable cause were born of Wendy handing over her laptop with the emails on, which she knew full well the emails were on, and she also never engaged in a communication chain with those emails. She basically allowed key evidence of her mother exposing herself to be handed over to the police, and the fact that she purposefully never engaged in a written communication chain in the context of those emails tells me that Wendy was willing to sacrifice her mother for this, and perhaps even further than willing to sacrifice, specifically attempted and intended for Donna to be caught in this. Reason 1, Donna getting caught when Wendy knows that she has tread a very fine line to not be involved in communication chains, etc., is the best insulation for Wendy. Why is it the best insulation for Wendy? Because it's obvious that the Adelsons did this, right? Anyone looking at this, it's obvious. So some Adelsons have got to go down. If no Adelsons went down, it would look like it was them and they all planned this very well. And none of them got caught, including Wendy. But if only some of them go down, that satisfies the obviousness of the culpable party group, and she's allowed to tiptoe out of here. And then there's the whole other thing about how fucking angry Wendy was, how much she needed revenge. It wasn't Dan that got her stuck in Tallahassee, it was Donna, because Donna put her with Dan against her self-interests. Wendy listened to Donna. And part of Donna convincing Wendy, this is so clear, this is so obvious, is don't worry that he's Jewish. We'll bring him over to our way of thinking. He hasn't beaten the Adelsons yet, etc., etc. I can hear the conversation in my head. Donna sees Harvard educated, Hebrew University educated, etc., etc., etc. All of these academic accolades. There's the religious standing. Although he may not have had that at the time, but you know, the potential would have been clear. So, when Wendy refused these texts? Prior to Markel's murder, he had filed a motion alleging Wendy had failed to disclose all of her financial assets and a motion to require supervised visitation for Donna. Ooh, big one. Markel alleged the children had disclosed that Grandma had said Markel was stupid and she hates you. The children further said that Grandma hated Markel because he was taking her sunshines away from her. The motions were scheduled for May 15th, 2014. However, attorneys for both sides had to withdraw due to conflicts. New counsel was retained, but a new court date was unable to be scheduled before Markel's murder. How convenient. Additional investigation revealed Charlie reportedly did not like Markel and did not get along with him. Information was also received from Wendy's prior boyfriend, who stated Wendy had disclosed that Charlie had previously looked into hiring a hitman the summer before, and he was told it would cost $15,000. If you hire a crackhead who would have actually probably done a better job than this fucking Sigfredo and Luis. Initially, Wendy was cooperative during her interview and confirmed Markel was her ex-husband with whom she shared custody of their children. During her interview, Wendy made statements suggesting the murder of Markel could have been arranged by someone on her behalf. I mean, it's the best way for light to be cast away from her. Someone might have did this for me. I mean, it's obvious that it's done for you, but if you volunteer that information, it makes it look like someone did it for you unbeknownst to you. Why would I drive down Trescott if I knew something was going to happen? Without her knowledge, Wendy further suggested that someone could have arranged the murder thinking it would help her, and mentioned that her brother, Charlie, had joked about hiring a hitman to kill Markel in the past. Specifically, she said her brother makes a lot of jokes in bad taste, and had previously commented that he had looked into hiring a hitman, but it was cheaper to buy her a television as a divorce gift. However, Wendy indicated that she did not think her brother would actually commit this crime. Wendy also stated that after the divorce, well, yeah, that's another little bit of beauty to her manipulation, isn't it? I don't think my brother actually could have committed this crime, because if she, it's a bit like being not the first one to mention Jeff Lacasse's name. If she goes in there pointing fingers, you know, it's best for her to maintain some slight ambiguity. Just enough to get the fucking investigators sniffing around Lacasse, sniffing around Charlie Adelson. I don't think they could have done this. Do you think Jeff could have done this? My guess would be definitely no, but he was former military. He definitely could have a gun and I wouldn't know. I was only at his fucking piece of shit basement apartment one time. Wendy also stated after the divorce, she wanted to relocate to South Florida with her children. She felt her former in-laws would suspect her of murdering their son, since she was denied the ability to move by the court. Nice way to get ahead of that accusation, Wendy. While in the interview room, Wendy wanted to call her parents to notify them of the incident. While contemplating aloud as to what she would say, she told the victim advocate sitting next to her that her parents were very angry with Markel and described it as a very fucked up situation. I'll say. Wendy then called and talked to her mother at 7:03 p.m. per the video timestamp. After notifying her mother of the shooting, Wendy asked her mother to notify Charlie of the shooting so Wendy would not have to do so. And also a nice way to give reason for another call, just like your TV excuse gave reason for calls to your mother, calls to your brother on murder morning. Very good, Wendy. Call detail records indicate when after Wendy's conversation with her mother, Donna Adelson called Charlie's cell phone at 7:11 p.m., which went to voicemail. Charlie then called Donna's cell phone at 7:13 p.m. with a call duration of 5 minutes 47 seconds. At 7:29 p.m., Charlie called Donna again with a duration of 6 minutes and 31 seconds. At 7:36 p.m., Charlie called Catherine Magbanua's cell phone with a duration of 2 minutes and 49 seconds. This call is significant because, as previously stated, investigators believe Magbanua was the person that facilitated the homicide, in that she is the link between the subject family members and the shooters. Contact with Harvey and Donna Adelson. Wendy's parents, Harvey and Donna Adelson, made contact with the lead TPD investigator. Start that again. Wendy's parents, Harvey and Donna Adelson, made contact with the lead TPD investigator at Markel's memorial service on Sunday morning, July 20th, 2014, in Tallahassee at the Shomrei Torah Synagogue. They agreed to contact the TPD investigator to arrange an interview before returning to their home in South Florida. The following day, the TPD investigator contacted Wendy on her cellular telephone. Once the investigator identified himself, Wendy claimed to have a bad connection and the call was terminated. She's going, I'm going through a tunnel. Once the Less than 5 minutes later, Wendy's attorney called the investigator on the same telephone number used to call Wendy and informed him that Wendy left town with her children and parents en route to South Florida. The attorney could not provide a date for Wendy's return to Tallahassee and requested he be contacted for any further inquiries. Harvey and Donna Adelson left Tallahassee with Wendy and the grandchildren the day after the memorial service without speaking to this investigator as promised. Since leaving, no one in the Adelson family has contacted TPD or inquired about the status of the investigation. Change of children's names. On September 24th, 2015, the TPD investigator was notified by Markel's parents that on or around July 6, 2015, Wendy had her children's surname changed. Markel's parents were unaware of this change until they received an email from Wendy on September 24th, 2015. So, was notified Markel's parents? Hang on a second. Oh, that was 2015. Let me just read that again. On September 24th, 2015, the TPD investigator was notified by Markel's parents that on or around July 6, 2015, Wendy had her children's surname changed. Markel's parents were unaware of this change until they received an email from Wendy on September 24th. So, I mean, I was just thinking that it's unfortunate that this writing doesn't, it just says the TPD investigator was notified by Markel's parents that on or around July 6, Wendy changed the names. And it's not contained within that who instigated that communication. Were TPD speaking to the Markels and they mentioned it in passing? Or were the Markels so shocked, affronted, or whatever, thought it was suspicious that they made a special call to the TPD investigator? But the follow-up here, it happened on the same day that they got the information, that they received the email from Wendy. So that is an indicator that the Markels specifically made contact with TPD to say, what the fuck? She's changed the name. She's deleted Markel. Wendy indicated in the email she did this to protect them from media reports and the possibility of someone trying to find her children. Like who? Like who, Wendy? And you changed the name to Adelson. I mean, it would make more sense if you changed their names to Murphy. Ben Murphy and Lincoln Murphy. In addition, the parents discovered Wendy had also removed her older son's middle name. The Markel family is deeply troubled by this action and believe it was done by Wendy to sever any connection to the Markel family. Yeah. But don't forget, each boy has a picture of their dad above their bed, which they say good morning to and good night to every fucking day. The suspect vehicle. Investigation has revealed that Sigfredo Garcia is the father of Magbanua's 2 minor children, both with the last name Garcia. Magbanua is also listed as the vice president of S. Garcia Solutions Incorporated. I wonder what the fuck they do. And Garcia is listed as the president of the company. Do you think he's got a business card? On state of Florida records for corporations. No records have been found indicating that Magbanua and Garcia are married. As previously stated, it is believed a Prius was driven by the perpetrators of Markel's murder, and records show that Garcia is linked to this same Prius. Investigation has revealed that Markel left his home the morning of July 18th, 2014, and drove his 2 young children to their daycare facility. Dropping them off at 8:50 a.m., Markel then drove to Premier Health and Fitness Center. At approximately 9:12 a.m., Markel arrived at Premier, where surveillance video shows a silver or light green Toyota Prius entering the parking lot after Markel parked his car. After Markel went into the health club, the video captured the Prius in the parking lot where the driver moved the vehicle to different parking positions while Markel was in the building. I mean, even that, like any security guard just having a cursory glance at the parking lot surveillance is like, why the fuck is this Prius parking in 6 different spots? I mean, a way to be conspicuous, right? After Markel parking positions. Video also shows that no individuals ever exited the Prius. Oh, really? I thought Sigfredo got out the car in Premiere and had a piss in the bush, which I found totally believable. Markel left Premiere at approximately 10:38 a.m. and drove off in his vehicle toward Thomasville Road. The video shows the Prius exiting the parking lot and following the direction of Markel's car. Additional surveillance video discovered from the day of the homicide shows what appears to be the same Prius before and after the homicide was committed, including following Markel into Markel's neighborhood immediately prior to the shooting. After analyzing all of the surveillance videos, investigators believed the suspect vehicle to be a 2006 to 2009 Toyota Prius with silver pine mica paint, which appears to be a light green silver color. The Prius appears to have tinted windows, a SunPass transponder on the top center of the windshield, a missing tow hook cover and a front bumper on the front bumper, and a black passenger side mirror casing. Investigators analyzed the timestamps for the video when the Toyota Prius was observed, which confirmed that the Prius had the opportunity to be present at the crime scene when the murder was committed. Additional surveillance video was obtained from other sources along Markel's route the morning of July 18th, 2014, which also shows a similar vehicle trailing Markel's car. Investigators believe the suspects in the Prius followed the victim throughout the morning and back to his residence, where the victim was shot in the head as he sat in his car. As previously stated, at the time of the homicide, Markel's neighbor heard what he believed to be a gunshot and looked out of the window, where he saw a small silver or light-colored vehicle resembling a Prius backing out of the victim's driveway. A subpoena was sent to the Florida Department of Transportation for SunPass toll records on Alligator Alley, I-75, west of Fort Lauderdale on July 16th and 18th, 2014. Only one account listing a Prius as a customer vehicle had SunPass transponder activity at the Alligator Alley toll booths on those 2 dates. And the times consistent with when cell site data shows the subject handsets traversing those toll plazas. It's amazing, isn't it? How that you can narrow down the digital records. Alligator Alley, big toll booth, right? So who are the suspects? Well, these are their phone numbers. Okay, what days were they near Alligator Alley? What days were their cell phones connecting to a tower that served the area that Alligator Alley is in? Oh, it's these dates. Okay, give us the SunPass records of any Prius that went through the toll booth on these times. Oh, there's only one. Amazing. I'm surprised there's only one, to be honest. I mean, Prius is a pretty common car, right? Isn't it? Consistent with the sold-out Toyota traversing the... On July 16th, 2014, at 2:18 p.m., the transponder registered at the toll plaza in Broward County, westbound on I-75. On July 18, 2014, at 5:23 p.m., the transponder registered at the eastbound toll facility of I-75 in Collier County, near Naples, Florida. The transponder of interest in this case is number 11525706-01-10 per FDOT records. FDOT shows the subscriber for the SunPass account using the above transponder is a rental car company in North Miami, Florida. The company has Toyota Prius vehicles listed on their SunPass account. FDOT does not have a record of which transponder is assigned to a specific customer's vehicle. FDOT records only show that a transponder is assigned to a customer, and the customer can voluntarily provide vehicle information on all vehicles using that transponder. In this case, the rental car company purchased a large quantity of transponders. All are the adhesive type that sticks to the windshield, which is not transferred from car to car. The rental car company was contacted by law enforcement on September 17th, 2015. They provided several rental contracts for Priuses that were rented around the time of the homicide, including a copy of the rental contract from a 2008 Toyota Prius on July 15th, 2014, 3 days before the homicide. The customer is listed as Luis Rivera with a contact number of 305-570-8153. A second telephone number was also written on the rental contract, 786-372-5986, Garcia's phone, with the word brother written beside the number. The rental contract indicates the Prius was checked out at 6:15 p.m. on July 15th, 2014, and rented to Rivera through July 21st, 2014, 3 days after the homicide. The vehicle has since been sold by the rental car company. It has been located, identified by its registration, photographed and searched by law enforcement. Since the homicide, the vehicle has been repainted and sold twice. No evidence of the crime, and no one discovered the bullet hole in the floor and repaired to the gas line that came from Luis Rivera's proffer a little later. They returned to verify that. It's amazing, isn't it? It's been sold twice. It's been had a full respray. It got sold from one commercial agency to another commercial, and searched by the fucking FBI, and no one found the bullet hole. Amazing. No evidence of the crime was discovered within the vehicle. Investigation also revealed the Prius rented by Luis Rivera on July 15th contained a GPS device installed by the owner to assist with theft or non-return. The device reports its location every 25 hours automatically. Investigators subpoenaed the GPS company, and their records revealed that device P011190143 was installed on a 2008 green Prius and provided the Florida license plate. This Florida plate matches the plate listed for the vehicle rented by Luis Rivera on the receipt from the rental car company. The GPS company provided the following records for the GPS unit for the duration of Rivera's rental of the Prius between July 15th and July 21st, 2014. The GPS company records the GPS company records use Pacific time zone. Below times have been converted to Eastern Daylight Saving Time. On July 15th, 2014, 10:25 Eastern, the vehicle was located at these GPS. Okay, let's just scan this. So they're Jefferson County, Osceola, and then July 18th, North Monroe and East 6th Avenue, Tallahassee. July 19th was at the address of Jessica's address, Rivera's baby mama. Further investigation revealed that Rivera was arrested at this address on January 20th. January 20th, 2015. Rivera arrest. For a domestic violence incident with Rodriguez. Rivera was residing at this address according to the arrest report. I bet Jessica can give as good as she gets. On July 20th, 2014 at 2:27 Eastern, the vehicle was located at 7835 Byron Avenue, Miami Beach. July 21st, the vehicle was located at 7850 Byron on 79th, Miami Beach. Cellular location data for Magbanua, Garcia, and Rivera revealed that their handsets are communicating with cell sites consistent with being in the area of Magbanua's residence during and around the time the GPS shows its location to be in the parking lot of Magbanua's condominium. Magbanua's condominium building is located on a small island between Miami and Miami Beach. This evidence shows that shortly after renting the Toyota Prius, both Garcia and Rivera met with Magbanua the night before departing for Tallahassee to commit the murder. I'm not involved. Hang on a sec. Photograph of Garcia and Rivera in the Prius. Analysis of Rivera's checking account revealed an ATM transaction took place in Broward County on July 18th at 2014. How's that possible? They got up there early hours of 17th. Analysis of Rivera's checking account revealed an ATM transaction that took place in Broward County on July 18th at 6:46 p.m. as they were returning to Miami from Tallahassee. Oh, okay. They got back quick, didn't they? Security video for the drive-through ATM lane shows Rivera driving a Toyota Prius up to the ATM at 6:45 p.m. The Prius appears to have the same identifying features as the suspect Prius seen on video from the northbound bus cameras in Tallahassee. Tinted windows. Anyone thinking about committing a murder for hire, take cash with you. That would be a good idea, okay? And if you absolutely need to use an ATM, try not to do one that's in a drive-through window at a fucking bank, you know, that's obviously going to have a working surveillance camera, you know. Go to those bashed up ones at a gas station that are like 30 years old. Maybe that has a broken camera. Or cover the fucking lens. A SunPass transponder on the top center of the windshield and a black passenger side casing mirror. The bank video shows Rivera completing the ATM transaction and Garcia in the front passenger seat as the Toyota Prius. And it's so funny, isn't it? Garcia's like leaning forward to be in the picture. The bank video shows Rivera completing the ATM transaction and Garcia in the front passenger seat. As the Toyota Prius exits the ATM area at 6:47, a Florida license plate can be seen on the rear of the car. The tag characters appear to match those of the car rental contract. Cellular site data is consistent with this stop at the ATM location prior to Garcia and Rivera arriving back in North Miami. Connection to Magbanua, Garcia, Rivera, Adelson's. Cellular records Cellular records show numerous contacts between Catherine Magbanua and both Charlie Adelson and Sigfredo Garcia. On one occasion, telephone records show contact between both Garcia's and Magbanua's telephones, and a cellular telephone registered to Harvey Adelson, Charlie's and Wendy's father. Specifically, on July 1st, 2014, telephone tower location records show a flurry of communication between the alleged conspirators on that date. Charlie and Magbanua's cellular telephones were in the vicinity of Charlie's residence between 10:04 a.m. and 1:20 p.m., possibly indicating they were together. At approximately 11:47 a.m., Magbanua's telephone began attempting to contact Garcia's telephone. Over the next 5.5 hours, Magbanua attempted to contact Garcia approximately 48 times. That's once every, 6 minutes? At 5:05 p.m., Magbanua made contact with Garcia and they appeared to have a conversation lasting 6 minutes and 22 seconds. Approximately 9 minutes later, at 5:20 p.m., Garcia's cellular telephone, 786-372-5986, attempted to contact Harvey's cellular telephone, 954-980-9032. The cellular records indicate this call went to voicemail. There is no known reason for Garcia to call Harvey Adelson. So, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't July 1st, 2014, the day that supposedly Charlie was picking up Katie with the jet ski and Sigfredo Garcia cut them off in the road? I think that was July 1st. I think that's been said to be July 1st. So this was a date when Charlie and Katie's phones were in the vicinity of Charlie's residence between 10:04 a.m. and 1:20 p.m. and Katie's calling Garcia 48 times between 11:47 and in the morning and 5:05 in the evening. Strange. And also bearing in mind that the first trip of only two trips that were made to Tallahassee had already happened just under a month before. It was around the 4th of June, wasn't it? Interesting. Magbanua made contact with Garcia and they appeared to have a conversation lasting 6 minutes and 22 seconds approximately. We've just read this. Okay, then he called Harvey's phone, right? What time was that? Okay, so at 5:05, Magbanua made contact with Garcia and they spoke for 6 minutes. And about 9 minutes later, Garcia phoned Harvey. And the testimony is that the reason he phoned Harvey is because he phoned the dental office and it was out of hours, and the call said to get in touch with Dr. Adelson, and he assumed that would be Charlie Adelson, not knowing that there was another Harvey, Dr. Harvey Adelson, the father, right? That's the story as it's told by somebody in court, I forget who. Is it Daniel Rashbaum or Mr. Hand Grenade? One of the two. Strange. You see what I mean? When you go through the probable cause documents, you get a different kind of spin on the information. It's much more raw information rather than salesmen pushing opinions. The cellular records indicate this call went to voicemail. There is no known reason for Garcia to call Harvey Adelson. Over the next 2 hours, there are several more contacts between the suspected conspirators. Magbanua's telephone attempted to contact or did contact Garcia's telephone over 30 times in 2 hours. Then Magbanua's... I bet she's a fucking nightmare to deal with, right? Magbanua's telephone called Harvey's telephone at 7:43 p.m., which also appeared to go to voicemail. At 7:44 p.m., Magbanua's telephone contacted Garcia's telephone with a call duration of 4 minutes and 33 seconds. At 8:29 p.m., Magbanua's and Charlie's telephones had contact for approximately 3 minutes. Immediately following this call at 8:33 p.m., Magbanua's telephone again contacted Garcia's telephone. At 9:07, Magbanua's and Charlie's telephones had contact for over 36 minutes, and at 9:44 p.m. they again had contact for over 13 minutes. At 9:58 p.m., Charlie's telephone attempted to contact Harvey, which appeared to go to voicemail. Throughout the remainder of the evening and night, there were numerous other contacts between Magbanua's telephone and Garcia's telephone, as well as Magbanua's telephone and Charlie's telephone, with all the calls ending just after midnight at 12:43 a.m. on July 2nd. Charlie's telephone contacted Harvey's telephone with a duration of 11 minutes and 42 seconds. So that was all on the same day. I mean, that's a crazy day, right? And we know not enough about that day. The two separate attempted calls on July 1st, 2014, from Magbanua and Garcia to Harvey's telephone, 2 hours and 23 minutes apart, were the only contacts found between these phones in records dating back to May 1st, 2014. Cellular telephone analysis conducted during this investigation has revealed that on July 18th, the day of the homicide, at approximately 9:36 a.m., cellular telephone number 786-372-5986 was in the vicinity of Premier in Tallahassee, where the victim was last seen alive. Investigation of telephone number 786-372-5986 shows that it was used to contact the cellular phone of Harvey Adelson, Wendy's father, on July 1st, 2014, approximately 2.5 weeks prior to the murder. Investigation of telephone number 786-372-5986 revealed that it was being used by Garcia prior to the murder and had been in contact with Magbanua's telephone number 786-564-1312 approximately 2,700 times between May 1st and July 19th, when Garcia's cellular phone ceased activity. July 19th is the day after the homicide. Cellular telephone analysis revealed phone number 305-570-8153, which is one of Garcia's frequent contacts, was also in the vicinity of Premier on the morning of the homicide. It was also in the vicinity of Markel's residence twice the day before the homicide on July 17th. Investigation shows this phone number was being used by Luis Rivera during the time leading up to the Markel's murder. Analysis of cellular telephone number call detail records revealed that on numerous occasions during the weeks leading up to Markel's murder, Magbanua would have telephonic contact with Charlie Adelson, followed by telephonic contact between Charlie and Donna Adelson, coinciding with Magbanua having contact with Sigfredo Garcia. Investigators believe this pattern is consistent with Magbanua being the conduit during the planning of Markel's murder. In addition, the following events illustrate that the subjects of this investigation were in communication with each other around the time of the homicide. The following contacts took place the morning of July 18th. 12 to 12:23, Rivera and Garcia's handsets communicated with cell sites in the area of Roadway Inn. They spelt roadway wrong. We've seen the fucking pictures. It's R-O-D-E for some reason. Roadway Inn on North Monroe Street. 12:01 a.m. Magbanua contacts Garcia over 1 minute. 12:07 a.m. Charlie Adelson contacts Magbanua, 7 minutes. 12:26 a.m. GPS shows Toyota Prius at North Monroe Street and East 6th Avenue in Tallahassee, Florida. 12:34 a.m. Magbanua contacts Charlie Adelson, less than 1 minute. 1:02 a.m. Charlie contacts Donna. 1:03 Charlie contacts Magbanua, 20 minutes. So obvious. 2:21, 3:10, 6:45, and 8:03 a.m. Rivera's handset communicated with cell sites in the area of Roadway Inn on North Monroe Street. But it doesn't, I mean, that could just be notifications or something, right? He could have been asleep. 8:09 a.m. Donna Adelson contacts Wendy. Is this the 18th now? This is all the 18th, right? Okay. Where are we? This is good. 8:09 a.m. Donna contacts Wendy. So that's about 20 to 25 minutes before the TV guy arrives. 8:50 morning a.m. Daniel Markel drops his children off at Creative Play School. 9:02 a.m. Dan Markel contacts Wendy. 1 minute. 9:12 a.m. Video shows Markel arrive at Premier, 3521 Maclay Boulevard, Tallahassee, along with the green Prius. 9:12 a.m. Charlie contacts Wendy, less than 1 minute. That's while the TV guy is still there. 9:17 a.m. Markel swipes into Premiere. 9:19. Wendy contacts Charlie. 18 minutes. 9:14 to 9:46. Garcia and Rivera's handsets communicated with cell sites in the area of Premiere. 9:38. Charlie Adelson contacts Donna. 30 seconds. 9:58. Charlie contacts Magbanua. 6 minutes. Fucking hell, could you feel the tension building up? We're about less than an hour to the shooting. 10:07, Magbanua contacts Charlie, 1 minute. 10:08, Magbanua contacts Charlie, 9 seconds. 10:09, Charlie contacts Magbanua, 6 minutes. These fucking idiots. 10:38, video shows Markel leaving Premiere and Toyota Prius following. 10:44 to 10:51, bus video shows Toyota Prius following the victim's route south on Thomasville Road to Benton Road. 10:48, Markel makes phone call to subject inquiring about children's school. 10:52 to 10:55, neighbor hears gunshot and sees small light-colored vehicle pulling out of Markel's driveway. 10:55, bus video shows Toyota Prius northbound on Thomasville and Armistead. 11 a.m. Subject on phone with Markel attempts to call Markel back. Call goes to voicemail. 11:01. Subject texts Markel asking if he is okay. 11:06. Donna contacts Charlie, either attempted call or text. 11:22. Charlie contacts Donna, 7 minutes. 11:30. Charlie contacts Magbanua, 30 seconds. Hmm. 11 a.m.
Fucking A, bro. I'm gonna fucking fuck up where the fuck you fucking with me.
Hey, thanks so much, Pinto, for the wonderful coffees on wonderfulbuymeacoffee.com from Wonderful Pinto, our wonderful lady in Oregon. Thank you, Pinto. 11:22, Charlie contacts Donna, 7 minutes. 11:30, Charlie contacts Magbanua, 30 seconds. 11:31, Charlie contacts Magbanua, 5 minutes. I mean, Wendy hasn't driven down Trescott yet. We're not seeing any calls from Sigfredo or Lewis to South Florida. I'm trying to find any way that at this point the Adelsons would know. I guess they wouldn't. They wouldn't be able to know. Cellular telephone information linking Magbanua, Garcia, and Rivera to the murder. Information obtained from the cellular service provided for Rivera's phone 305-570-8153 and Garcia's phone 786-372-5986 revealed that the two traveled from North Miami, Florida on the afternoon of July 16th and arrived in Tallahassee just after midnight, July 17th. A receipt from a motel on West Tennessee Street shows that Rivera checked in at approximately 1 a.m. and on July 17th, which is consistent with the cellular location data. Both Garcia's and Rivera's phones were in the area of the victim's residence during the day of July 17th. A witness who previously met Garcia and Rivera in Tallahassee a month or more before was telephonically contacted by Rivera's cellular phone on the afternoon of July 17th. The witness rented a hotel on North Monroe Street in his name for Garcia and Rivera on the night of July 17th. This is consistent with the cellular location. This is, where is that? This is consistent with the cellular location data of the receipt obtained from the hotel showing a room registered in the witness's name. The witness was able to positively identify both Garcia and Rivera individually in two separate photographic lineups. The witness also recalled Rivera having in his possession a silver finished short-barreled revolver handgun. The first time he met Garcia and Rivera, possibly in June 2014, at the motel on West Tennessee. Recovered evidence from the crime scene indicates the caliber of firearm used in this murder is consistent with revolver ammunition, and no spent casings were found at the scene. The investigation did not reveal any other legitimate purpose for either suspect to be in Tallahassee at the time of the murder. On the morning of July 18th, both Garcia and Rivera's cellular phone were in the area of Premier during the time when the victim was inside, and surveillance video shows the Toyota Prius in the parking lot. Garcia's telephone ceased activity just before 10 a.m. while in the area of Premier, with the last text message occurring at 9:58 a.m. The next event on Garcia's telephone was text messages and or notifications being received at 12:29 p.m., consistent with the handset being powered up. You know, turn it on, you get a bunch of texts all at the same time. Immediately afterward, at 12:30 p.m., Garcia placed a call to Magbanua, which was the first contact initiated by Garcia after the homicide. This call occurred when Garcia's phone was in the area of Lake City, Florida, on or near I-75, approximately 1.5 hours after the shooting was reported. Investigators believe Garcia and Rivera turned their phones off before 10 a.m., committed the murder of Markel at his home on Trescott Drive, and then fled back to North Miami, Florida via I-10 and I-75. Cellular phone location data revealed that while en route and after arriving to the area of Rivera's residence, several telephone contacts occurred between Magbanua and Garcia. Approximately 2 hours after arriving back in Miami, cellular telephone location data shows that Magbanua departs her residence and goes to the area. I've got to go over this again. After arriving in Rivera's several between Magbanua and Garcia, approximately 2 hours after arriving back in Miami. So they get back 2 hours later. Cellular phone location data shows Magbanua departs her residence, Treasure Island or whatever, and goes to the area of Rivera's residence while attempting to contact Garcia telephonically. While cellular location data is showing Magbanua, Garcia, and Rivera being in the same area, Magbanua has telephonic contact with Charlie Adelson. So while they're all together, Magbanua, Garcia, and Rivera being in the same area, when everyone was there the next day, remember Charlie saying that? There is no further cellular location data for Magbanua until the next morning, July 19th, at 9:44 a.m. when Magbanua attempts to contact Garcia. This cellular location data for Magbanua is consistent with her departing Charlie Adelson's residence in Fort Lauderdale and returning to the Miami area. Evidence of purchases following the homicide. The investigation has revealed that following Markel's homicide on July 18th, Garcia and Rivera acquired several vehicles State of Florida motor vehicle records indicate Garcia got a 1984 blue Chevy Monte Carlo on July 26. Not even a week later. Oh my God. Finally, I can get that Monte Carlo. Charlie's like, it's not like you're driving around in a Bentley, cruising around in a mega yacht. No, he bought a fucking 84 Chevy Monte Carlo. But it's okay because he has intentions to make it bounce. It's going to be a low rider. And he's going to get it all painted with flames going up the side of the car. Oh, God. A 2000 Nissan Maxima on August 6, 2014, and a black and yellow 1997 Honda motorcycle on August 22nd, 2014. Garcia posted photos of the blue Monte Carlo and the black and yellow motorcycle on his Facebook page. I wonder how many likes he got. Rivera also acquired a 2003 Suzuki motorcycle on July 28th. A photo of Garcia and Rivera sitting together on their motorcycles was posted on Garcia's Facebook page in December. God, really making those dreams come true, aren't we, boys? Magbanua's finances. Investigation indicates that prior to the homicide, Magbanua was employed at the Miami area dental office. Investigation revealed that after the homicide occurred in July 2014, Magbanua started receiving paychecks from the Adelson Institute for Aesthetics and Implant Dentistry. They've got that wrong as well. It's the Adelson Institute for Implants and Aesthetic Dentistry, which were handwritten and signed by Donna Adelson. These paychecks started in September 2014 and were consistently in the amount of $407.58. The memo section of each check indicated it was for a period of 10 days, usually preceding the date of the check. The checks continued at least through January 2016. On at least 2 different occasions, Magbanua received paychecks in advance of the time period indicated on the check. The checks appear to have been written at the same time, either using the same date or in check number sequence, with the memo covering a 10-day period past the date of the check. Investigation of Magbanua's bank account Investigation of Magbanua's bank accounts revealed a significant increase in cash deposits after Markel's murder. In the 12 months leading up to the homicide, Magbanua made cash deposits totaling approximately $15,000, with approximately $10,000 of that deposited in the last 4 months. In the 12 months following the murder, Magbanua made cash deposits totaling approximately $44,000. These numerous deposits were conducted mostly through ATMs in increments of $300 to $2,000. Since the homicide through November 2015, the total amount of cash, I mean, fucking hell, like, even if it's not payment for a murder, that is a red flag. Regular, consistent deposits between $300 and $2,000 at a fucking ATM, no less, so you don't even go into the bank. Any, general audit would draw attention in a bank for the fucking IRS. Never mind payment for a murder. She's such a fucking moron. Since the homicide through November, you know what she should have done is just go and buy gold. Store the gold and sell the gold by the gram every time you need some cash. What the fuck? Cash, cash, cash. Plus, you know, gold. It's only going up. Since the homicide through November 2015, the total amount of cash that investigators have been able to identify deposited into Magbanua's accounts is over $56,000. And they've italicized the word over. Is over $56,000. This amount is over and above the paychecks she had received. Further analysis of Magbanua's bank accounts since the homicide revealed that the large majority of credits were cash deposits. The other large credits to her accounts were the Adelson Institute paychecks, totaling less than... Motherfucker. Where were we? Totaling less than $13,000 for 2015. A federal tax refund deposit in March 2015 for $7,532. So she's getting rebates as well. It's handy. And paychecks from her employer with the total amount in 2015 of approximately $4,500. Investigation shows that Magbanua began working for that employer in Fort Lauderdale in the third quarter of 2015. Is that optimal max? Surveillance information shows that Magbanua and Garcia currently reside together in a townhouse with their 2 minor children in North Miami, Florida, paying monthly rent of $1,500 plus utilities. Their typical pattern of behavior during the week is that Garcia takes the children to school, daycare, and then goes to a job during the day. According to cellular location data, Magbanua leaves the home after Garcia goes to the area of Broward Dermatology in Fort Lauderdale. I think that's where Jerome Oped was. Wasn't that what we read on his jacket, on his white coat yesterday? In Fort Lauderdale, then returns home in the evening. Investigators believe Magbanua legitimately worked at this location and was typically there during normal business hours. Cellular telephone location records do not show Magbanua going to the Adelson Institute for Aesthetic and Implant Dentistry in Tamarack, Broward County. Surveillance revealed that in early March 2016, Magbanua stopped going to her employment in Fort Lauderdale and remained at her residence during the weekdays. Investigators believe she is no longer employed at that business but obtained new part-time employment in mid-April 2016, so the same week as the bump, at a real estate office in Sunny Isles, Florida. That's optimal max. Surveillance has also revealed that Magbanua has only gone to the Adelson Institute one time. Yeah, and that was to get her fucking wisdom teeth pulled out, not to clean up. Investigators have also learned that Magbanua has been in possession of and operating a 2001 Lexus. It was a black Lexus with 2001 black Lexus with 100,000 miles on the clock. LS 430 sedan automobile, which was registered to Harvey Adelson and previously used by Charlie Adelson. Magbanua started using the Lexus as early as September 2015. Got to take a pause for a coffee, guys. If anyone wants to support the channel, you can. There's a link in the description for buymeacoffee.com/True Crime Metrix. Please like the video, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. On January 23rd, 2016, the title for the car was transferred to Magbanua and a new license plate was obtained in Magbanua's name. Motor vehicle records indicate the vehicle was sold to Magbanua for the price of $1,700. None of Magbanua's bank records show a withdrawal for $1,700. Research of Auto Value's website indicates the minimum retail value of this vehicle was $6,000. In addition, examination of Magbanua's Facebook profile before and after the homicide show images of Magbanua with obvious breast enhancements. Following the murder. Through analysis of Magbanua's bank accounts and other investigative techniques, it appears that the majority of her income does not come from legitimate employment. Yet Magbanua received a federal income tax refund of $7,532 in 2015. Investigators believe that Magbanua is supported financially by Charlie Adelson and has received numerous benefits from the Adelsons since Markel's murder. Additionally, after Markel's murder, Rivera was incarcerated on an unrelated charge. While incarcerated, he made a telephone call and indicated to the person on the line that Magbanua had all the money and that she needed to be nice to him, Rivera, and give him bail money. I hadn't heard that before. Electronic surveillance. During the course of the investigation, it was decided to use an undercover agent to make contact with Donna Adelson in reference to Markel's murder. The undercover agent provided a press release of Markel's murder, asked for $5,000 and provided a phone number at which he could be contacted. As a result of this contact, conversations were intercepted. Call 1380. Donna Adelson called to Charlie Adelson asking him to meet her about some paperwork that was hand-delivered to her outside her condominium. The Icon on South Beach was intercepted. During this conversation, when Charlie inquired whether it involved him or others, Donna responded in a whisper, "Well, probably both of us." When Charlie asked her to repeat herself, she stated, "Probably the two of us. And you'll probably have a general idea what I'm talking about." When Charlie inquired further, Donna said this was not something she wanted to discuss over the phone. Call 1382. Donna and Charlie discussed meeting and whether or not Charlie needed to bring cash. Charlie inquired whether or not a threat was involved and whether the police should be contacted. Donna responded that this time she did not believe that was a good idea. Call 1386. Charlie Adelson called and immediately told his mother, Donna Adelson, "Don't talk about things in the apartment or any place." He then asked if the person was black, white, or Hispanic, to which Donna said he was white. Charlie said, "It sounds like someone that needs the police. Sorry, Charlie said it sounds like something that needs the police. Donna said she may have to, but wants to talk to him first. When Charlie asks what the letter asked for Donna... What? When Charlie asks what the letter asked for Donna... Oh, I see. When Charlie asked what the letter asked for, Donna said this TV is probably about $5. Charlie asked if they asked for $5,000, to which Donna responded affirmatively. Donna also said they mentioned an ex-girlfriend. Call 1392. Charlie Adelson called Catherine Magbanua after trying to reach her by phone unsuccessfully about an hour before. Charlie explained the situation to Magbanua as he understood it from his mother. Something regarding her son. Something regarding his ex-girlfriend and the person asking for some money. Charlie tells Magbanua that he is going to see his mom the next day to discuss the matter. There is some discussion of whether Magbanua is the girlfriend referenced by the agent. Charlie said he thought that his mother said the agent mentioned Magbanua's name, but he is not sure and will follow up with her if the situation does involve her. Magbanua agrees to meet Charlie in person the next day, April 20th, 2016, around 4 p.m. Charlie never contacts any other females to discuss the contact between his mother and the undercover agent. The morning of April 20th, 2016, Charlie tells his mother he will meet her at her home at 12:35 p.m. After Charlie arrived at the Icon where his mother and father reside, he and Donna walked outside to a remote table behind the building and sat close together while conversing. None of their conversation was successfully captured. After meeting with Donna in person, he calls Magbanua and is en route to her in Sunny Isle at the real estate office where she works. When Charlie arrived at the strip mall where Magbanua works, they talk briefly outside, then go into a restaurant near the real estate office. Parts of their conversation were captured while they sat in the restaurant. Charlie and Magbanua in restaurant. Charlie arrives at Optima Realty on Sunny Isle at 3:14 p.m. to meet Magbanua. They go to a restaurant in the same strip mall to eat and converse. No one else joins them. The following are oral statements Charlie made directly to Magbanua. Timestamps for oral intercept clock. Charlie Adelson, my mom doesn't know these guys. Paying someone off is not an admission of guilt. Yeah, it was an extortion. I was trying to let her know I'm not setting you up. I'm not setting you up. Paying someone off is not an admission of guilt. Is there a worse statement to make? It was us. Charlie Adelson provides examples of Q&A about details reference what the messenger knows about crime, such as what kind of gun was used and what kind of car. This will have to be reviewed again after enhancement to capture whole content of statement. Charlie says, you have to put that at the scene at the time, not in the car. Gives examples of people being present in vehicles before cars are used in crimes. Charlie says the guy's name is Tulu. Tulo. Taco. And repeats this name to Magbanua. Charlie tells Katie the messenger looked white, could have been Hispanic. Charlie referring to the rental car, I don't have any knowledge. Charlie gives instructions to Magbanua saying, I give you money. You call him on the phone. All I want you to say is, I got a call from somebody who said you reached out. He then tells her again, I got a call from some friends that said you reached out to them and that you mentioned my name. These people want to know if it's the police, which they had nothing to do with what you're talking about, and frankly, I don't know what you're talking about, but the name sounds familiar, probably something as charity to help the less fortunate, but do not contact these people again or they're going to the police. Charlie says to Katie, let him know we had to do everything in the world to prevent these people from going to the police because they don't know anything and I don't know anything. And that you, to me, sound a little familiar and that I will help you out with some charity. And don't ever contact me, my friends, or my family again. We will. That way, if he gets the money, if it happens again, we will go to the police. Charlie says, if it is the police, they can't take the money and won't even come to meet you. They fucked up. If it's this guy, maybe that's what he knows. You better kill him because he's going to be a big problem. If you can't do it, I'll have someone else do it. Charlie says, he ain't going away. Problem is, if you give in and Mom meets him to pay, what happens next month? Needs help again. If it's the cops, she's guilty as hell. Oh, so satisfying. After the well, it was the cops, Donna, and you are guilty as hell. Good luck in trial, Donna. After the in-person meeting with Magbanua, Charlie calls Donna back to report about his meeting and says he is handling everything. This is the conversation with the swings, right? Donna then calls Charlie back, sounding very concerned. Yeah, she's not buying it, man. She's a little older than you and can feel you're nervous. On April 21st, calls are intercepted between Magbanua and Charlie, and they attempted to disguise their conversation using real estate references such as security, property posted incorrectly, and wrong tenants for rental property. Charlie and his dad Harvey meet for dinner later this evening. God, it all happened very quickly, didn't it? Magbanua and Garcia are intercepted having numerous arguments over the phone. The morning of April 21st, it appears Magbanua is trying to convince Garcia to determine whose phone number it was from the undercover agent and or place the call himself and determine the identity of the person, asking for financial assistance from Donna Adelson. In a heated exchange, Garcia says, I'm not making that fucking phone call. He later says, I am going to take care of this fucking problem. Approximately 20 minutes later, the same morning, Magbanua called Garcia after she had left the house. She told him she may have written down the wrong amount for their son's school expense. She thought it was $65.70, but it may have been $67.50, whatever it was. Garcia is not following her intended message, and she has to reiterate to him, the amount that I gave you on that piece of paper, I don't know if it's $65.70 or $70, whatever it is. Garcia responds, got it. This is their attempt to disguise the last 4 digits of the phone number provided by the undercover agent. It appears Magbanua may have transposed the numbers from Charlie, and she wants Garcia to either check for someone having that phone number or make the call himself. Magbanua and Garcia are continuing to argue over the next 2 days. She packed some of her belongings in her car and left on April 23rd, 2016, in the middle of the day. Magbanua tells Charlie later in the day, hey, that's when the call to Katie calls Sigfredo's mom. I can have people throw money into my vagina. Remember that? That's that call, isn't it? Magbanua and Garcia are continuing to argue over the next 2 days. She packed some of her belongings in her car and left on April 23rd in the middle of the day. Magbanua tells Charlie later in the day that she left the house and left her kids with their father. Charlie tries to convince her to stay with him, Garcia. Magbanua does not want to discuss it. She tells Charlie not to respond if he gets any other phone calls about property. On April 23rd, Magbanua is intercepted telling a friend about the fight she had with Garcia. She states she took her gun from the house and is keeping it in her car. She concedes she does not have a concealed weapons permit. That's the least of your worries, Katie. On Monday, April 25th, the undercover agent mailed a letter to Harvey and Donna Adelson. The letter was sent via USPS by investigators for the purpose of follow-up from the undercover's initial conversation. Calls intercepted indicate Donna has shared the information with Charlie, who in turn has forwarded it to Magbanua. Magbanua has again asked Garcia to either determine who the phone number belongs to or call the phone number. Magbanua reported to Charlie the phone is either out of service or not a good number. It appears Garcia lied to Magbanua about making the call or has not called the correct phone number. The agent's phone has not been called and is working properly after conducting tests to verify. Later the same date, Charlie called Magbanua and asked if she was on her way. It appears Charlie and Magbanua have been communicating through a different source to schedule a meeting. Charlie directs her to Harvey and Donna's building to meet with them. Charlie told Magbanua that he was talking to his parents about everything. Charlie continues to try and convince her to meet at Donna and Harvey's building, but eventually gives in and agrees to meet with her at another location. Magbanua called Charlie back, who advised they are meeting at a marina near Monty's. On April 26, Charlie calls Donna and they discuss the conversation that occurred the night prior. Donna says she feels better after their conversation. Donna asked Charlie to let her know once things are taken care of. He further states that if you don't know who the person is, it's a much bigger problem. Charlie said if you know who it is, it's very, very easy. Charlie tells Donna to stop getting worked up about things. Charlie assures Donna there is nothing she needs to worry about and that it is being looked into. April 29th. Charlie tells Magbanua he bought her husband a GoPro for his birthday. That'll come in handy when he's riding his Suzuki motorcycle and posting videos of it on Facebook. Charlie does not know Garcia's name, but he's buying an expensive gift for him. Magbanua says Charlie should have given the Ferrari he owns as a present. She mentions Charlie's boat, and Charlie offers to sell her his boat. This refers to a previous conversation on April 15th, when Charlie offers to transfer the title of his 18-foot bay boat with a 115 horsepower Yamaha motor to her name. Magbanua says she wants to get an Escalade. Of course, a big white one. Charlie says they will work out future car situations. Officers believe this is more evidence of Charlie wanting to keep Magbanua content. On May 4th, 2016, at approximately 2:09 a.m., a text message was sent to Donna's cell phone from the undercover agent. Later in the day, Charlie asks Donna if she is okay, and Donna advises she will talk to Charlie about it on Sunday. Charlie wants to talk to Donna before Sunday, and they agree to Charlie coming around at 11:30 a.m. the following day, May 5th. While driving to meet with Donna, Charlie calls Magbanua advising there has been a new problem and he may need to meet with her later in the day. On May 5th, Charlie arrives at the Icon and they agree to meet at the pool area to discuss the text message. This time, Harvey is present with Charlie and Donna and they huddle at the corner area for privacy. There is no oral intercept captured. Last few pages here, guys. After this occurs, Charlie leaves the Icon and calls Magbanua, asking her how someone would get his mother's number. Magbanua tells Charlie it's possible to locate the phone number online. Charlie talks about specific phrases sent via text messages. Charlie then calls Donna and they discuss paying the $5,000. Charlie advised the sooner they pay the money, the better. They discuss being nice but firm when the money is paid, so the person knows that this is a one-time payment. On Friday, May 6 at 5:03 p.m., Donna successfully contacted the agent by calling his phone number 305-712-6570. The total duration of the call was 8 minutes and 48 seconds. I don't know who Taco is! The call was recorded by the FBI. In summary, Donna makes the excuse her grandchildren had possession of her phone, so she did not know he had called. Donna goes over the previous contacts between herself and the agents when she says she is taking him seriously and she is stressed out. She claims she has asked friends what she should do. She denies knowing anything referenced by the agent concerning help provided to her by the agent's friend, Rivera. She then brings up the reward offered and suggests he seek that out instead. The agent reminds her all he is asking for is $5,000. Donna claims she had nothing to do with the death of her ex-son-in-law. The agent reminds her this is not going away, and she does in fact know Magbanua and what was done for her. Donna continued to deny knowledge and ends the conversation by saying she will call the agent back. Call 3240, May 6, 11:17 p.m. Charlie called Donna. She gave him a disguised report of her call to the agent. Donna referred to the agent as a patient, indicates she used a recording app for him to listen to the call. Donna says the call took 8 minutes. Charlie asked if the agent made any threats. Donna said no. Charlie said that was very interesting. They agreed to meet the following day. May 7th at 5:07 p.m. Charlie tells Magbanua about a new CD he wants her to listen to, indicating he has a recording of the call between Donna and the agent. Charlie uses the reference Potbelly Pigs, police, to which Magbanua responds, "That's not good." Fucking idiots. May 13th. There we go. May 13th, Magbanua complains about her car, the Lexus. It was wobbling! Wobble, wobble, wobble. Magbanua complains about her car, the Lexus, originally owned by Harvey Adelson. Charlie offers his newly acquired Range Rover, titled in Harvey Adelson's name, for her use. May 13th again, 4:06 p.m. Magbanua calls Charlie back, complaining about the cost of fixing her car. Charlie tells her he would pay for the repair himself or have the mechanic that originally worked on the car do it for free. Once again, Charlie is willing to spend any amount of money on Magbanua to keep her content. Yeah, so that she doesn't, so that she keeps the Latin King extortionists happy, right? 2956, May 16th, 6:19 p.m. Charlie returns call to Magbanua from her previous call. She complained about the Lexus not being repaired properly. She states she feels the welfare of her kids outweighs any monetary concern she would have. At 14:45, Charlie says everything is fine with the office. No more patients annoying him. A suspected reference to the agent not having any contact for over a week. Magbanua asks, "Well, I'm doing my job right. Will I get a raise soon?" Charlie says he will look in the budget. He then says, "By the way, thank you for going up there this weekend and straightening it up. I do appreciate that." Magbanua says, "I was just cleaning up. I'm still cleaning up though. My job never ends." Investigation indicates Magbanua never went to the Adelson Institute that past weekend. Okay, attempted police contact with Magbanua and Garcia. On May 24th, God, this all happens so close together. 2016, contact was made with Sigfredo Garcia at work, Rapid Capital Funding, 11900 Biscayne Boulevard. Simultaneously, contact was attempted with Magbanua at her residence. Magbanua never came to the door and did not acknowledge law enforcement's presence. Garcia spoke with agents at his business, but denied having knowledge about the investigation. Details regarding this conversation will be documented by the FBI agents who were present. While FBI agents were outside Magbanua's residence, she repeatedly attempted to contact Garcia by making several phone calls and sending text messages. This occurred while agents were present with Garcia. Garcia asked to speak with his attorney. Katie call, May 24th, 10:56 a.m. Magbanua called Garcia's work and Mike Perez answered the phone. Magbanua asks Mike for Garcia because someone is knocking on her door and she is scared. Magbanua is whispering. Mike tells Magbanua that the feds are there with Garcia. Mike asks Magbanua if she knows who is at the door, and Magbanua responds saying she does not know, that maybe it is the police officers. Mike tells Magbanua that he is going to stop by, and the call ends. Katie calls Mike back after receiving a text message from him for her to call. Magbanua continues to whisper, saying she is freaking out right now because they are knocking on the door. Mike tells Magbanua that he is on his way to drive by her house. Magbanua tells Mike she does not want them to know she is home. Mike tells Magbanua...
Fucking A, bro. I'm gonna fucking fuck up where the fuck you fucking with me.
Hey, thanks so much, Shotty. Ride in shotgun, everybody. Thank you so much for the coffees on buymeacoffee.com/True Crime Metrix. Where were we? Magbanua tells Mike she does not want them to know she is home. Mike tells Magbanua that a male and female FBI agent came by the office and is currently speaking with Garcia. Magbanua tells Mike the agents are in a white truck with black windows. Mike tells Magbanua that vehicle is the undercover car he recognizes from the neighborhood. Mike said he is going to drive around the front and back of her house. Katie call, May 24th, 11:09. Katie calls Mike back after receiving another text message for her to call him. Mike tells Magbanua that it's the feds outside her home. He said they are parked 3 houses down on the same street. Mike told her the driver of the car is not inside. Magbanua asks if they are going to come inside her house, and he responds saying they cannot without a warrant. Magbanua says the agents had something in their hand. Mike told Magbanua he does not think they are going to bust down the door with only 2 guys. Mike told Magbanua that he was headed back to the office to check on Garcia. Magbanua said she does not know what is going on. Mike then tells Magbanua that he is pretty sure that it has something to do with Tato, Rivera, and all of them.
Fucking A, bro. I'm gonna fucking fuck up where the fuck you fucking with me.
Thanks so much, Amy, for the coffees on buymeacoffee.com/True Crime Metrix. Whew. It's taking a bit longer than I thought. We might have to think about when we're doing the Charlie trial. Maybe we can fit it in. Let's just finish we're on the last 2 pages, I think. Magbanua. Mike then tells Magbanua he is pretty sure that it has something to do with Tato and all of them. Magbanua said she doesn't know what to think, and she does not want someone coming to her. Yeah, I'm sure, Katie. That's the worst bit about, committing murder, isn't it? Is when the cops are banging on your door. Mike tells Magbanua to lay low and make them think no one is home. Oh, there's just something funny about Katie hiding in a cupboard. Katie call 11:17 a.m. Garcia called Magbanua and tells her special agents came to talk to him. Magbanua asks Garcia what is going on and asked what they wanted to talk to him about. Garcia tells Magbanua not to answer the door for the agents. Garcia tells Magbanua that they wanted to ask him some question and he will talk to her about it when he gets home. Magbanua makes comments about those people coming into her house and taking things, referring to the police. Garcia tells Magbanua they asked him questions about people he did not even know. Garcia tells Magbanua he told them he wanted to speak with his attorney and have him contact them back. Uh-oh. What happened? Why can't I scroll? Oh, shit. $11:30. Garcia calls Magbanua and asks if the agents are still outside, and Magbanua says yes. Garcia told Magbanua he spoke with an attorney who could not help. Yeah, I spoke with an attorney. He couldn't help. Great job, Sigfredo. But would have a friend contact them. They talk about it being embarrassing for them to go to Garcia's work to talk to him. Magbanua asks if they were allowed to sit outside her residence. Yes, absolutely. Garcia, in what world does she live in? She thinks fucking federal agents can't sit outside your residence? Garcia asks Magbanua if they have $300 for the attorney fees. If you have to check if you have $300, you probably don't have $300. Do you think we've got enough? Do you think we've got the $300 for a consultation? You know, a week ago, she's like, I want an Escalade. I want a fucking brand new white Cadillac Escalade. The kind with the big rims that stay spinning even when the wheels aren't moving. You know what I mean? What do you call those rims? Those spinny rims. Garcia asks Magbanua if they have the $300 for the attorney fees. Magbanua continues to be paranoid, making comments about the agents possibly jumping the fence into the backyard. Purchase of cellular phones. Oh, here we go. This is the big tactic. Don't worry. Sigfredo's the one to get us out of this. He's going to take us down to Walmart and buy us all flip phones. The FBI are all like, damn! They got away. They got flip phones. On May 24th, 2016, Magbanua and Garcia went to Walmart in Miami and purchased 2 new cellular telephones while still operating their previous cell phones. After contact was attempted with both suspects, they quickly fled the residence. On May 25th, 2016, 2 unknown subjects returned to the residence and gathered the family dog. Oh dear. Well, they just left the dog? See you later, dog. We gotta go. Did the dog get a flip phone? Sigfredo's like, we're all getting flip phones, even the dog. We're not gonna speak to the dog on a tapped line, okay? Excuse me. Gathered the family dog and several unknown objects. On May 25th, Garcia returned to the residence and continued to pack up items. A warrant was signed and he was taken into custody during a traffic stop. On Friday, September 30th, 2016, a proffer was conducted with Luis Rivera in the presence of his attorney. Actually, the proffer happened on October 4th, I think. It was September 30th was when they did the drive down to try and locate where they ditched the gun. A lot of mistakes in this thing, really. It's a good job I'm an expert in the case, isn't it? On Friday, September 30th, 2016, a proffer was conducted with Luis Rivera in the presence of his attorney. During the proffer, Rivera stated he was approached by Garcia about killing a man for a lady who wanted custody of her kids. Rivera stated he and Garcia traveled to Tallahassee on 2 separate occasions, and only 2 separate occasions. And the murder occurred on the second trip of only 2 trips. Don't tell me that he went up there with fucking Anthony Ortiz. Because he didn't. When returning to Miami, Florida on the day of the murder, Rivera stated Garcia contacted Katie approximately an hour after they left Tallahassee, Florida. When Garcia made contact with Katie, he told her it was done. Is that how you announce it? It's done would be better. It was done. We did it. Maybe it's a code. It was done. And Rivera understood Katie to have said, I know, in response. Rivera then told Garcia to ask Katie where the money was because he wanted it immediately. Katie told Garcia she would have the money for them when they returned to Miami. Upon returning to Miami, Florida, that Friday night, the same day of the murder, Rivera stated Garcia took the Prius and stayed at a female named Shrimp's house. Rivera stated that the following morning he received a phone call from Katie who indicated that she had been trying to reach Garcia to get the money to him. Phone records corroborate that Katie attempted to make contact with Garcia multiple times unsuccessfully and eventually contacted Rivera. Katie told Rivera that if he wanted his money, he needed to get Garcia. Rivera stated that later that day, he was at the barbershop when he received a call from his wife, Jessica Rodriguez. Jessica told Rivera that Garcia and Katie were at their house, and Katie had given Jessica a brown bag with a lot of cash. That's not the testimony from the proffer or the trial. It's always been that Jessica didn't know what was in the bag. Rivera stated that later that day, he was at the barbershop when he received a call from his wife, Jessica Rodriguez. Jessica told Rivera that Garcia and Katie were at their house and Katie had given Jessica a brown bag with a lot of cash. I mean, yeah, well, I guess that's, well, it doesn't really matter. It's not grounds for an appeal, Katie, don't worry about it. Rivera stated he returned home where he observed a white SUV in his driveway. He recalled the SUV being the same one driven by Katie on prior occasions. When he entered the residence, he observed both Katie and Garcia. The money was exchanged at that time. On September 30th, 2016, investigator Bennett made contact with Jessica Rodriguez via telephone. She confirmed her identity and agreed to speak with her regarding the case. Rodriguez stated that in the summer of 2014, Catherine Magbanua and Sigfredo Garcia arrived at her residence unannounced. Rodriguez stated she believes it was about a month or two after she had her daughter, which was in June 2014. Rodriguez stated Magbanua and Garcia had a package in the shape of a brick wrapped in plastic grocery bags. She stated she thought it was weird Garcia and Magbanua were at her residence together due to her knowledge of them not being together at this time. Rodriguez stated she did not know what was in the bag, but assumed it was money and or narcotics, but later realized it was only money in the bag. Rodriguez further stated Garcia contacted Rivera to advise he was there with the money, and Rivera immediately responded to the residence. Rodriguez stated Magbanua and Garcia left the residence prior to Rivera arriving at the residence. Really? Rodriguez stated Magbanua and Garcia left the residence prior to Rivera arriving at the residence. I thought they were all there together. Rodriguez further stated Rivera immediately grabbed the money that was wrapped in the plastic grocery bags and she had not seen it since. Rodriguez stated after Garcia was arrested, she attempted to make contact with Magbanua. Rodriguez stated Magbanua initially said she would meet with her but never did. Rodriguez stated once she observed the news article regarding the reason Garcia was arrested, she recognized pictures of Charlie Adelson as being Magbanua's boyfriend. Rodriguez stated she did not know what occurred prior to reviewing the article. Based on the above information, this investigator believes there is sufficient evidence to prove Catherine Magbanua, Sigfredo Garcia, and Luis Rivera are responsible for the murder of Daniel Markel. Yeah, and all the Adelsons as well, bar Robert. The proceeding is true to the best of my present knowledge or belief. Signature, Sherry Bennett. Notary, whatever. Probable cause. Sufficient judge's signature. And there we go. No bond. No bond. No bond. Wow, those custom Metrix icons, member icons look great in the chat. Look great in the chat. Has everyone just got red ones? Or Deb H has got an orange one. She's a loyal supporter. Look at Leslie B with the green icon. That's fantastic, Leslie B. Has everyone seen our fantastic... See, this is the new standard, guys. This is the new standard. Where's our fantastic ultimate rainbow flower of life Metrix icon? God, look at it. How many months do you have to be a member to get that next to your name? I don't know, but it's worth it. Well, what time is it? 3:29 a.m. Good job, good job. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for being here with us reviewing that document. I had fun. Those documents are good. They really just go through the shit, right? And I like the way that they describe the wiretaps that we've been listening to and how they relate. What are we doing? Are we just closing it out? We're just going to have to close it out. Let's go to the comments. Let's go to the comments. What are people saying in the comments? A bunch of... Oh, check that out. Look, Metrix icons and soap icons. Wicked. How cool is that? Soap, you're on the internet. How did that Nightbot thing work out? Was that good? I'm gonna try it. I can't play a song, Samuel. Maybe we will do on some other... let's test this coffee link. Did I do it right? I'm just supposed to put an X... Oh yeah, look, Nightbot says. But I really don't like how it pops up with the Nightbot thing. It takes out the kind of personal... We'll have to look into it. For anyone that doesn't know, the reason we did this stream is because we've got a new piece of AI doing all the work for the moderators. So if they want to share a coffee link or a Facebook link or a Discord link, they don't have to type out the whole thing or even copy and paste. They can just do an exclamation mark and then Nightbot will tell us the link. But it sucks because it says Nightbot. Yeah. No, I mean, if I play a song, we're going to get demonetized. But we can have a music session soon. We'll just play a load of songs. I mean, everyone come over to Discord. People are always posting songs on there as well. Discord's great. Let's send the Discord link. Everyone join Discord. There's a party over there and you're coming. Yeah. So I gotta go and eat something at 3:30 a.m. And then, will we come back? Should we do a poll? Let's do a poll whether we should do Charlie's trial tonight. Do we want to continue? Oh, this is too long. Continue Charlie trial rewatch tonight? Question mark. Yes. No. We'll give it 5 minutes. Wow, 50-50. You see, all the people on the West Coast are like, damn, hell yeah. All the people on the East Coast are like, it's kind of late. Oh, Amy's ready for bed. Well, we have a wider audience than just you, Amy. What about all those people in Mountain Time? Our good friends in Idaho. Welcome everybody in Idaho. Who's tuning in from Idaho today? All right, well, we'll do our best. I'm going to have something to eat and we'll see how we get on. We've got 20 votes and it's 75% in favor of, yes, do Charlie's rewatch tonight. That took way longer to read 18 pages than I thought it would. $3.30 is like my 8:30. Well, 10:30 maybe. I don't know. What time would I normally go to bed in the real life? Say midnight, 1. So now I go to bed at 8 a.m. So hang on, I try to work this out. I am kind of getting into the routine of it though. I'm regularly getting between 4 hours sleep and 1 hour sleep. It's not Brian that's in Australia, it's Ryan. Brian and Ryan. Okay, we're gonna close it out. We'll say maybe see you in a little bit. I'm gonna see how it goes. I gotta still make a thumbnail and prep the video, so it will be a late one and probably quite a short one if we're doing it. All right. So stay tuned. I'll post a link on Discord if it's going on. And if it's not, I'll let you know on Discord. Okay, guys, we'll see you soon. We'll see you soon. Thanks for being here. Thanks for saying hello. And catch you later.